Hello, I'm Bill McFarlane. I'm chairman of Pink Elephant Communications, and we've been helping companies to communicate for more than 30 years. Companies need to work out what they're saying to customers, to suppliers, and to everybody they deal with, all their stakeholders. But what are they saying just now in a period of such disruption? And how long will that disruption last? What they need to do is transform. And somebody who's been leading transformations for much of his career is Ian Donnelly, former managing director of Babcock at Rosyth near Edinburgh. So Ian, why is it necessary for businesses and people to look at a business transformation program?
Well, Bill, this is usually done, as the name suggests, to effect change. The change requirement can come from a need for improving performance, such as following a dip, and can involve change of products, services, and new markets. Or that change can come from a crisis, such as recently COVID-19 virus that we've seen. And currently we're seeing businesses having to rethink how to do business in a new set of restrictions or new circumstances.
You apply 5 key steps. What are they?
Well, Bill, the first step is appraise. And appraise is about taking your business operating model and really reviewing that in detail. The second step is identify, and that's about identifying the key changes that come from the affected situation in terms of what you find yourself. The third is cope or coping, which is how do you cope with change? Businesses, people naturally don't like change, they prefer to see stability. And number 4 is planning. And it's about putting a detailed program together with actions and times together that you can actually put down the required changes and how to actually move forward. And to move forward, number 5 is implementation, where you put the plan into action with owners and given times to actually make those effective.
So let's go straight to step number 1, which is appraise what your business model is. But you've again got 3 questions you need to ask to work that out.
Yes. First one is, what is it that your business offers? And do you understand that completely? Second one is, know your customers. Do you know your customers and their needs and know them intimately? The third one is understand how you deliver your service or your product. And all of this under appraise is about taking the business from A to B. You go from A to B in your car many times a day, and you rarely look under the bonnet. But now's the time for this in your business to really open the bonnet, look in, and see the detail of what's actually happening, how you get from A to B.
So that's the first step, but the second step is what?
Well, the second step, Bill, is about identifying changes. It's about the major changes that's affected by the circumstance. And in this case, it could be about your customers. Do they have the money to spend on your services? Do you understand exactly their needs, as I said earlier? And supply chain. Is the supply chain what it was before the incident or the change that's occurred? And is it still there? And do you have to review the supply chain, your suppliers? Good example in today's circumstances, the building trade are looking for bricks and mortar to build the houses, but can they get them? So they may stall in terms of the return to work. Staff, how they do their jobs. Do they actually have to keep social distancing as we're seeing today? Is it something in terms of the roles they do, the roles changes? And the premises, all about, are your premises fit for the purpose as you move forward?
So the next step, number 3, is how you cope with change. Just explain that, would you?
Well, coping with change is about, as I said, not natural. People prefer to keep stability. So it's about how do you cope with change and who do you need to support or help you? And what is the change you're actually affecting? Understand that, understand what it is, and also when do you need to impact the actions and implement those. And we can all look at changes that have occurred over recent years, whether it's the banks in 2008, where their change really focused heavily on risk management, whether it's the oil prices, which have gone on through many years and decades of change, so they're used to that, but their exploration and production costs always get reviewed hard. And even today's a real topical ones, vehicles, and changing to fully electric, where the production lines have to change, the processes have to change, and the infrastructure for charging them around the country has to change. So it's about how you deal with all those changes.
So we've asked lots of questions so far in the first 3 steps, Ian. The next one is creating a plan. How do you go about creating that plan?
Well, you have to take the things that we spoke about earlier. It's about that review of your business. It's about identifying the changes, understanding who, how, when you have to deal with them, and put that down in a proper program. So your program's got your actions, it's got your list of activities, it's got your people and your owners, and it's got the time in terms of how long should this take and how long should each activity take. Now,
that's the plan. A lot of plans gather dust on the shelf, Ian. How do we make sure that the plan works for us? Number 5, step 5, how do we put the plan to work?
Well, it's about the implementation, as you say, Bill, of the plan. And key to that's following the plan. But of course, your plan has to have some degree of flexibility. You have to be able to cope with changing circumstances. But you should follow at least a plan in the outset, and then you can make the changes as you move through that. But have a plan, a really good detailed plan that you can communicate clearly to all stakeholders, customers, internal staff, suppliers, and it has to have a vision and a clarity in terms of what you're saying to people so that you can illustrate that you're in control, that you're leading, and you can demonstrate that your change will be effective and will see you through to the future.
So there are the 5 steps, Ian. Thank you for your time explaining all that. For anybody who'd like more information on our guide, our program to producing and communicating your transformation program, please contact us at info@pinkelephantcomms.com. And we look forward to hearing from you. Ian Donnelly, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you, Bill.